Critiquing the NoFap subreddit part 4. I think a lot of you guys are finding this series really, really helpful because a lot of what I'll be talking about here, a lot of what I'll be critiquing is commonly known to be true knowledge. So as I'm critiquing it, you're probably looking at a lot of these images and you might think, hang on, that's true, that's quite relatable to me. But the truth is that all of what I've selected here for this episode is just bullshit, and I'm going to tell you why. And I'm not expecting you to believe me, right? Think for yourself. Read the Freedom Model in the link below. That's where I learned all of this stuff from, and I just applied it to porn, right? The original book is about drugs and alcohol, but I applied it to porn. This is how addictions work. Addiction doesn't actually exist. Porn addiction doesn't exist. This has all been some big elaborate game we've been playing with ourselves. Unfortunately, it's really painful, so it's not really that funny, but let's go. So here we go. Here's a meme. I will just watch it. Damn it, turn me on. I'll do it, but it just won't come. Dang, I can't control myself. Right, so this is the escalation, right? A lot of people think PMO is doing this to you, but this is actually just a sequence of decisions where you're changing your mind each time. And this is how, like, rationally, this is how it goes, right? So at the start, you're saying, I'll just watch it. And that's your decision that you're making, right? You could stop there, and it would be easy if it's what you wanted. But chances are you don't want to actually stop. Right, when you get to this level, now you want to do it, and you want to do it. The point is that you wanted to do it from the start, but you were just bullshitting yourself, basically. Here's the deal, right? They're in this NoFap scene. They're telling you that you're like a clown if you do this. They're like, and they're telling you that you're painting on the clown face as you're going down this spiral, and they're framing it as a spiral, as though porn's doing it for you. And they're saying, don't ever do this, don't ever start, it's dangerous. It's not, but if you believe that it is, it is. It isn't. It's just you. And a lot of you guys who are familiar with the content here will completely understand what I'm talking about. For those of you who are unfamiliar, what's happening, right, is you just prefer heavy use. You prefer heavy PMO use, and you can change that preference. So with me now that I've changed my preference and I genuinely prefer to not PMO, I could go to any of these levels, and I'm not saying I'm like some genius, I'm like better than you or anything, like I'm not. I just read the book and I applied it, like I'm no fucking genius. So in the position that I'm in now, I could go to any of these levels and stop immediately. There would be no clown paint, because I could literally watch porn and not do anything, because porn's just a video, it's just entertainment, it's just like any other sort of media, it's video. It can be interpreted in various ways, but I prefer not to interpret it in those ways. And even if I did interpret porn to be arousing, I could stop at any moment because I genuinely prefer not to. Right? Now maybe a day in the future I'll prefer it, but it's just one of those things that's so fucking pointless. I don't see the point in it. I probably will never go back to it. But if I did, it would be my decision to. Do you see what I mean? Like, I probably will never get mega drunk like that many times more in my life, but if I wanted to, it'd be my fucking choice. I don't want a PMO, like, it's kind of fucking gross and nasty, but again, this is my opinion now that I'm out of it. Don't copy paste my mindset, please. Do not. Read the book for yourself. So here's the ranking system. This is very cringe, and I'm sure a lot of you guys will have been in this position where you are kind of glorifying the position where you're without porn. It's some sort of valiant battle. It's as if this is like your bench press or something crazy, right? This is your bench press, getting to like a 90-day NoFap, you're a demigod. What the fuck is this? It's only a battle to quit PMO when you don't want to quit. When you want to quit, it's so easy that all of this stuff looks fucking retarded. Do you have to put any effort to do something? Let me put it to you this way. Do you have to put any effort into not doing something that you don't want to do? No. For example, I don't want to play badminton. I don't particularly like it. I have no reason to do it. It's, to me, I imagine it's fun, but, there are better things I'd rather do in my time than play badminton. So I don't have to put any effort into not play badminton. Now, what if I really wanted to play badminton and badminton was my life, and then one day I just woke up and told myself, right, no more badminton? What the fuck? Of course it would be tough to stop. But if I reasoned in my head, hang on, do I really like badminton? Is it really worth it? You know, is it that fun? Is there other stuff I could be doing? And I went through that deliberation process, and I came to the conclusion of, no, I actually want to stop playing badminton now. You know, I've played it enough. I've had my time playing it. You know, it's a bit of a pussy old sport. I want to get on something, you know, bigger and better than badminton. You know, and then you would just quit badminton. It would be easy. The problem with the porn stuff, the reason why porn seems so different, is because of the myths around PMO, the dopamine myths. PMO can relieve your emotions. It releases oxytocin, epinephrine, fucking serotonin, dopamine in this magical cocktail that does all these big things. You buy into so much shit, right? You buy into so much neuro bollocks that you create this mental construction that's trapped you. The PMO can never trap you. It's just a video, dude. But in your mind, it probably isn't just a video, which is why we're doing this work, which is why TFM is necessary to undo all of this myth and get to a place of sanity again, alright? So, here's another one. This is a porn comment, which I thought this was quite cool, but this is very typical. This is very typical. Everyone does this. I've done this countless times. So this guy's saying, I saw this and I got inspired. So now this is going to be my last two. Wish me luck. You're never going to succeed with this mindset. You will never succeed with this mindset because you want to keep PMOing. You don't get urges to PMO. You just want to PMO. You can change your want. Imagine trying to not do something that you really want to do. Of course it's going to be hard. It's not an urge. Urges don't exist. An urge is you wanting it for reasons. Mind-blowing? Yeah, me too. It was mind-blowing when I fucking read it in the Freedom Model. But look, here's a very typical comment. I'm quitting. This was my last video. I wish you fellow porn addicts. Again, this guy's fucked. He'll never succeed because he identifies as a porn addict and he's making this big goodbye speech like he's on this valiant, but it's never going to work. You're only going to quit PMO when you're happier not using it, when you want to not use it. Do you know what I mean? Like what sounds sustainable to you? Trying to survive a period of time without PMO, or genuinely coming to the conclusion of, hey, I'd actually feel better right now in this moment not PMOing than PMOing. Imagine that. This is my life. And I'm not saying I'm some sort of genius. I'm really not. What I'm saying is that when you get to the position that I'm in, when you can get to this by reading the Freedom Model, understanding it fully. When you understand it fully and you get to this position, you're going to be in a spot where you would rather not PMO than PMO. And that's not coming from a place of, oh yeah, I don't want the cost. It's like, no, I actually don't want to do it anymore. Like there's no urges because I don't want to do it. Imagine if you really didn't like I don't like strawberries. That's quite crazy, but I think I have an allergy, I'm pretty sure, so it really doesn't agree with me. So when someone offers me strawberries, I will say no. Why? Because I don't like them. It doesn't take effort or willpower because I genuinely prefer not eating strawberries because I know it will upset my stomach. Does that make sense? And also the taste. I don't really like the taste of strawberries. Quite bizarre, but my point being, you do not have to put any effort in refusing something that you don't want to do. But you believe you will always want porn because you're deluded by the NoFap community, or maybe you're not, maybe you're not, but you probably are if you're watching this. When you're deluded into thinking you're always going to want it because of urges, because of dopamine, because of sex, because we're hardwired to do it, a host of reasons, this is your problem. These beliefs are your problem. That's why you want it. That's why it's hard to stop. When you undo the myths and you see greater happiness in not doing it, it becomes a breeze. Seriously. You know, you wonder why do some people quit an addiction and they just one day they just quit and they find it easy because they want to stop doing it now. They've come to that mental conclusion internally and I don't want to do it anymore. You know? But it's hard. When you believe in myths, it's hard. So a guy like this I can almost guarantee you this guy will not succeed. There are so many telltale signs. First of all, he identifies as a porn addict. He believes he's an addict. The fact that he is making this like valiant decision implies that he's like it implies that there's a battle ahead, but and the thing is, he's on a porn site, so he's clearly just finished beating off, and now he's feeling regretful, and in this regretful state, the next day he's going to go back and do what he wants, or maybe a month from now, who knows, but sustained long-term change comes from you genuinely being happy or not doing it. I'm telling you. And don't believe me, look at long-term changes you've made. You're happier doing it than not. It's like with the gym, like people who are inconsistent in the gym force themselves to go to the gym. The people who really love going to or like stay consistent at it for years, they love being in there. They want to go. They have to make themselves go. I don't have to make myself go to the gym because I really like it. I really fucking like it in there. That's why I go. I really like making gains. So this is another bit of just general falsehood. And it's a meme, and you could be like, oh, it's a joke, it's a meme, and it's like, well, it's spreading some sort of message to people at the same time. Yeah, there's a comedic guise to it, but at the same time, there are, old school political cartoons would illustrate some truth, and 1,000 people have liked this post, and it was only posted 7 days ago, so very clearly people resonate with this. People think that when you quit PMO, everything's going to be sunshine and rainbows. It's just not true, is it? You can have other life problems. I've quit PMO, but tomorrow I could break my leg, and that could fuck everything up. I could break my leg and be out of action for like 3 months. That would fuck my life up, wouldn't it? I wouldn't be able to go to boxing, wouldn't be able to go to the gym, wouldn't be able to go out and see my friends, wouldn't be able to drive, probably. So, don't have this, you can have an accurate perception of what life's going to be like quitting porn. You don't have to delude yourself into thinking there's going to be all these almighty benefits in order to gain motivation. I think, what benefits are realistic? What benefits are you going to see by quitting porn? Once you're realistic about what you actually seek to gain, that's when you feel genuine motivation. When you feel as though, oh, I would quit, I'm going to feel like Superman at day 90. It's like, this is just, I feel like they make up these pseudo superhuman beliefs in order to like delude themselves into being motivated. You don't need to do that. You really don't need to do that. Debunk benefits on the front end, right? Debunk myths, and then just see why you personally want to change. And it's not going to solve all your life problems, dude. You're still going to have financial difficulty, you're still going to have like health difficulty, relationships difficulty, mental difficulty of other kinds, but it will be one less problem. So it's always good, it's always a winner. Yeah, so this is the last one here. Looks like it's going to be a bit of a short episode. Yeah, this isn't good either. I mean, you're setting yourself up for failure. Strength isn't required, guys, because it's all about what you want. If you want to quit PMO, how does it take any effort to do what you want? It only takes effort to go against what you want. But you are probably in a position where you believe that you will always want porn, or that you will always get urges. And the reason why you believe that to be true is because of NoFap myths, which have been further reinforced falsely by your own experience. And now you're in this trap. But it's a trap of your own creation, but NoFap is the ultimate cause, so I can't blame you. I was stuck in it for years also, so I'm speaking from a position of like real experience. There's no need to get stronger to quit PMO. It's not a game of strength. A game of strength is like in the gym. It doesn't require effort to motivate yourself. You just need to think and come to a decision as opposed to what you want. And debunking myths. Debunking myths is key. If you don't know what that is, you can look at this channel, you can read TFM. Debunking myths is absolutely vital. Because if you believe things to be true, then yeah, porn will seem like a really awesome option. If you believe you need PMO in times of stress, when you get stressed, you're going to feel like you need it. When you come to the realization of, hey, I don't need it at all when I'm stressed, I can deal with stress much better without it, then you feel like you don't need it in times of stress. Okay? So it really isn't a game of strength. The point, of all of this whole series, is that NoFap is the real enemy here. This little cult on the internet is the real problem, because they purport myths with these memes, with these posts, that are false. Let's go through them one at a time just to recap. How about that? Right? Look, this myth implies that you can't control yourself. Right? It implies that like you're a clown for even starting it. It implies that you're always going to want it. Right? It just implies addiction, because imagine this with any other activity, like making a cup of tea. Instead of the first picture, let's say, oh, I'll just boil the kettle. Oh no, the kettle's boiled. I'll just pour the water into the cup. Oh no, the water's in the cup. I'll just leave it there and won't drink it. Oh no, I'm drinking it. I can't control myself. This isn't even reality at that point. This is just delusion. This whole thing is pure delusion, and everyone buys into it. And neuroscientists reinforce it with their credentials and with their fancy-sounding brain images, which are actually false. It does annoy me, guys. It really does piss me off, because there's so much delusion. It causes people so much pain. This whole valiance thing, it appeals to the male desire for some kind of enemy, some kind of war to fight, some kind of battle. Why don't you fight real battles instead of fake ones? This is a fake battle. You know what you are if you fight a fake battle? I'm not going to say moron, because you've been deluded into this. It's not your fault. It's NoFap's fault. But if you're fighting a battle that is not a real battle, that's just idiocy. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't need to do that. And the fact that it's NoFap's purporting it is just lunacy. Like, look at it all. This is ridiculous. When's the last time I had a beer? I have no idea. It could have been 2 months ago. I can't even fucking remember. I'm not counting the days. Why? Because I don't really want to drink. Stopped counting days when I first quit PMO with TFM. I just didn't even care. I don't even give a fuck. You cannot give a single fuck about any of this. You don't need to count days, because what are you waiting? You're counting days because it's effort. So every day is a struggle. So every day is worth something. When every day isn't a struggle anymore, what's the point in fucking counting? What are you counting for? There's no reason to count. And I'm not saying, okay, stop counting as a tactic. No, go through the TFM process. Undo beliefs. Don't just be like, oh, I'll just do what Jay said and just not count days. That's a gimmick. This is not a gimmicky process. This is a real process of how to actually create genuine long-term change. This isn't a let's copy whatever I say and hope it works. Fuck that. That you'll never succeed with that. Understand TFM fully, cover to cover. This one, this is my last session, boys. Wish me luck. Luck for what? Like, if you want to change, just change. You don't need luck. I don't need luck to not drink alcohol, because I don't particularly like it. When you get to the point where you just don't particularly like porn anymore, and you really are loving abstinence, why do you need luck? I messaged this girl on Tinder, right? And she was like, oh, what are you up to? And I said, I just got back from the gym. And she was like, oh, great stuff, keep it up. And I was like, in my head, I'm like, what the fuck do you mean keep it up? I do this all the time, and I really like it. Like, it didn't make sense. Like, she thought that the gym was effortful for me, and it's not. It's physically effortful, but I'm completely and utterly motivated every single time I go, because it's what I want. Do you see what I mean? She's like, oh wow, great stuff, like congratulating me and shit. And I'm like, congratulate me for what? It's what I wanted to do. Imagine if I drank this tea and you're like, oh, well done. And it's like, well done for what? It's what I wanted to do. Like, what are you congratulating me for? What achievement's been made? None. Like, Jesus. Do you know what I mean? Sorry if I'm getting a bit animated here, but I really do want to stress the point. This one again is just blowing the benefits of quitting PMO out of proportion. Yeah, it's a joke, but the message does get across, and I know this because I was in this position where you think that, oh, if I just quit PMO for 90 days, all my life problems will be solved. Logically, that's not going to be the case, because, as I said, if you break your leg, that's going to cause problems. You're going to have other health problems, your other money problems, whatever. Thinking this is just unrealistic. That's a short one. And this one, again, it's not a game of strength, boys. It's a game of figuring out what you want and undoing myths. When you undo myths and you reduce PMO down to literally just a physical buzz of MO, now you can just figure, alright, what do I want? Physical buzz of MO on this end. On this end, I don't have my PIED anymore. Pretty good. I feel more comfortable. I feel more confident. Real men don't watch porn. I want to be a real man, so I feel more manly in that. I feel like a real person. Don't feel awkward around people knowing that I'm this porn guy in the back of my head. I like this. Have more time. I like having like a good solid PMO-free life. It feels good. PMO doesn't offer me any emotional relief, so I feel able to handle my emotions better without this annoying buzz. And I hate the porn industry. I like not supporting an industry that I fundamentally disagree with on a moral level. Whatever your benefits of quitting are, and then you just weigh it up and you choose and you change and you want to change. That's it, right? So like this video as always to spread the truth around the algorithm, because guys need to see this content, man. No one else is talking about it. Share it with one of your NoFap buddies, and subscribe if you haven't, because I'm going to be uploading more of this series. I'm going to keep this series going indefinitely, I swear to God. I'm going to keep going until until I die. Not until I die, but I'm going to keep it going for